To finish up our 4-1 notes on congruence, let's complete this last page of our notes. Example 4, determine congruence. Are these objects congruent? If so, describe a composition of rigid motions that maps one object onto the other. So these two shapes do look congruent, and they look congruent by a 90-degree rotation. So yes, and it would be a rotation, remember little r, of 90 degrees. So a quarter turn. And maybe also after the 90-degree rotation, a translation. For part 4b, are these objects congruent? If so, describe a composition of rigid motions that maps one object onto the other. Well, these are obviously not congruent. So there is no way that we could map one shape onto the other to make them align up. Example 5. Apply congruence. A boat builder plans to connect two pieces of wood by using a puzzle joint as shown. For a successful joint, each unit must be congruent. Is unit C congruent to unit A? So are these pieces, so here's A, and here's C. Are those two pieces congruent? And if so, what composition of rigid motions maps unit A to unit C? So to me, they do look congruent, and if you still have your tracing paper, you can trace A, and it looks like it's simply a rotation and a translation. So if you rotate it and translate it using tracing paper, piece A does map to piece C, so yes, and it would be a rotation of 180 degrees, and it would be a translation down. And we don't know exactly because it's not on grid paper, but if you rotated A by 180 degrees and you shifted it down, then it should map to unit C. And I believe that concludes our notes on section 4.1 congruence.